from some political conversation and keep to our political conversations,
Yeah, I'm
which could
fine.
be city politics, or I think at this point
Mm-hmm.
it really comes down to, it's like right now the world is very backwards because the pendulum swings one way or the other. So, as we talked
Good
about
analogy.
before, it's like, yeah, we've swung very right and very, so it's you just, it's really kind of a dumb way of looking at the world, but it's if you look at it, you went, whoever's in power gets to make the rules, and
Yeah.
their rules are you're gonna do this and we're about this, and this whole thing, and it's like, why can't we meet in the middle and you accept what I believe in and I accept what you believe in, and that's really what it comes down to. But nobody seems to fucking understand that, and I don't get that.
Yeah.
How can you not sit in this world and not go, hey, you're different and that's okay, instead of going, you're different, I don't understand you, so now I don't like you, and now I'm going to make laws so that you can't be, like mine is, and I don't really want to go down this road, but
Here we are.
here, I'll put it this way. Are you recording on this?
Always.
You are, aren't you? All right. It was very difficult in the fire department to be married to a woman fireman.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Part of it was because, and I'm going to say it right now, because eventually we're going to have the girls on. The women, whatever. I still call them girls. I don't fucking care. You'd be mad at me because I called you a girl. I don't fucking care. You're a girl.
Okay.
225 women in the fire department. And of that 225, maybe 6 I would never work with because they were just fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Out of the 1,100 men in the fire department, probably 400 I would not work with because they were pieces of shit. I would even make the number bigger. So the women in the fire department were probably some of the best I've ever worked with as far as men and women. Now, they had limitations, obviously. Some were really, really strong. Some were not. But they brought things to the firehouse that you needed there, which is compassion and empathy and an understanding of things. So I'm very proud, and it was hard because a lot of people are like, I don't want women here. I don't want all this stuff. And it's like, for me, I didn't like that a lot. It was hard, and I admit it, I played the dumb game where they'd be like, oh, it's an all dick day, and that's their big thing. All dick day, we're gonna no women. And I'm like, okay, cool. Some of my best days were, you had 2 women there, or you had 1, or and it's a hard mentality to, when the new kids came in and they're like, I don't like women in the fire department. And it's like, I mean, like, they're here, like, they're part of what you do, like, understand that. Like, so that's a hard thing for me. That was very hard for many years. Because a lot of my friends were women, and I respected them, and I
Garrett Lucier respects women. Put that on record. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, but that was part of it. And it was like, that was also the part of the transgender community that came out. Like, a lot of them were great firemen, with personal choices that they made been very difficult for them to make, and some of them worked out great, some didn't, and, I look at it and go, okay, I treat you as a person. I don't really fucking care. Like it
Yeah.
didn't bother me to work with them or anybody, so I don't really give a shit. I don't want to know about it. I don't fucking care, but I'll support you either way. You know, you're not taking away anything from me by doing what is your personal choice.
Like you're
You know,
talking
and
about like
that's
being trans or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't bother me. Like whatever you want to do, you do you. Like
Yeah.
and I'll support that 100%. You know, and or being gay. Like
Hmm.
it was, you know, there were firemen when I came in. When I came in, were gay, and they hid it.
Yeah.
You know, they just didn't talk about it. And then
Hmm.
there was firemen that were gay, and the women were lesbians or whatever. You know, it was this whole community of mishmash of everything. None of it bothered me.
Hmm.
You know, and so why are we now making laws against that?
Like
You know,
being
I don't
being
understand.
trans or
Being
something?
different,
Oh, okay.
being different.
Hmm.
You know, we're making laws, and everybody's all, oh, I don't want, you know. And I've done a little bit of research, and
Hmm.
I can't believe we're going down this fucking road. I've done a little bit of
Might as
research,
well.
not much,
Yeah.
but it's like women, like the big thing out here in Georgia and Florida is, you know, the men are playing in women's sports, and you know, this 16-year-old kid is, you know, we see it all the
Yeah.
time, you know. And I'm like, all right, let me ask you a question. Can you prove to me that that's happened? Or do you just say that it's happened?
Yeah.
Just like you said, the world is flat, and you know, the moon is, you know, made out of cheese, or
Yeah.
whatever fucking QAnon shit. Now, do I agree with boys playing women's sports? No, I don't.
Yeah.
Do I think there should be laws? No. And then what do you do, like, when, you know, the horrible thing of is like, what if a girl is a little more developed manly and she's 15, she's
Yeah. 100%.
stronger, and then what do? You go, hey, we're doing a pants check. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, that's
you're
crazy. Yeah.
legitimately going to do that, and it's like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
no, you don't. No, and but that has been my view for the whole world. I
Hmm.
came from the most progressive city in the world. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there is one that is more progressive. I mean, I swear to God, I have worked with fucking alien beings in the fire department. They got hired. You know, like they were like, fuck, I'm not from this planet, but I'm gonna be a fireman. And they're
Yeah.
there, and they're fucking weird, and they don't understand things. But you still accept them
Yeah.
as a person.
100%.
You know, they're a
100%.
human being. And it's like, I'm not, as I said, I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person.
Yeah.
So, and I grew up Catholic. I consider myself a Catholic. You know, I watch when they elect a new pope. I watch. You know, it's interesting. Do I agree with everything in the Catholic Church? No. Do I agree
Yeah.
with anybody's church? No. But when you look at it and you go, okay, the world is not better off by forcing people to not be who they are.
100%.
When was the world a bad place because we let everybody be somebody? Like
Yeah.
San Francisco is a fine example of whatever you want to do. Now, is it a little hard to see the naked dudes walking around with their little teacups on their penises and walking around in the
Of
city?
course. Of course.
Yeah, but whatever. I don't. Whatever. Like, they do you like?
Yeah. I mean,
And
yeah, I have a very traditional view on it. Not, like I said, right? I mean, we all love everybody. Nobody cares, right? I think if you look at it from a incredibly logical perspective, it's like when you do whatever transition or you're lesbian or gay, there's nothing wrong with that. On the hindsight, right? You don't reproduce for society, if that makes sense. So you no longer have the ability
Sure, you do.
to.
You adopt you
You
adopt
adopt,
children. You have
but
surrogates.
ultimately, but
I
do you
know.
know
I
what
know
do you know
people.
what I mean? That's the perspective on the other side, is like, okay, if you're looking at it from a straight humanitarian perspective, humans are here to reproduce.
Christian values. Christian values. You are putting your Christian values into their lives where they are not. They're not devil worshippers. They're not fucking out here to
No,
destroy
of
the
course,
world.
of course,
They're a small
of course.
percentage, and you look at it and you go, I mean, we have
Hmm.
plenty of gay people in our family.
Oh yeah,
We've
yeah, of
known
course,
tons of
of course, of course.
of that generation, the LGBTQ, everything. I'm sure I'm leaving one out, T or whatever. Shout out to you for being for right now and how dark and terrible it is. Shout
Yeah.
out to you right now because they are trying to shove you back into the closet, is really what it is.
Hmm.
And it's out here when we talk to people and we're like, I came from San Francisco. It's like first thinking, oh, gay firemen, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
whatever. I don't fucking care. Whatever.
yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Well,
But
it's like the cop shooting, right? Like, you can look at online all day how many terrible interactions happen with cops, but then you see, like, in real life, that number is incredibly minimal. It's just publicized everywhere, so it happens to
well,
you.
yes, but the difference between now I'm not going to talk about cops because I don't think I I
I hope you understand that analogy, though, of like you
yes,
have.
the analogy is there, but you also have to understand that we're from a cop family. We had
No, of
cops in our
course,
family.
yeah, 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 yeah,
We still have cops in our family. They're
yeah,
active.
yeah,
I will support the cops no matter what.
hundred
I don't
hundred
know what they
percent.
saw. Now, granted, there's a dude that shot. In the park, he just shot him. There's always that
Of
story.
course, but I'm saying that's one in however many cops are in.
Yes, and
There's
you gotta
always going to
support,
be.
but you have to. This society right now went so far right,
Mhm.
and they turned this whole thing around, and now it's like, hey, we're doing this and we're doing that, and it's like it's fear mongering at its best.
Yeah,
You don't
100%.
have what you have because this person took it from you. Well,
Mhm.
you don't have this because you are a fucking uneducated
Mhm.
fucking shitbag. That's why you don't have that.
Yeah.
Um and and feeding into it, it's out here it's the you're a religious Christian person
Mhm.
and you're using hate in your speech.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what is the point of that? That's not what the
Yeah.
church is about. That's not what Jesus is about.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not going down a religious thing because, Buddha and we already went down some of this, and it's like you got to get away from judging people on how they look, act, be. You
100%.
got to
Yeah.
get back into judging people by who they are.
Yep.
And do I need to have a law like I have to have a law out there that, that this person can't stand in this area? And it's like, okay, well, okay. One day in a war with Iran could have solved every hungry child in America for a year.
Yeah.
One day.
100%.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean
Like,
that.
why are you, but your
Yeah.
priorities are completely wrong. Iran is a Christian war run by a lunatic, and I'm going to say it, a
Mhm.
fucking lunatic out
Mhm.
there. And I don't give a shit because, you got exactly what you wanted.
Mhm.
America, you voted for this lunatic
Yeah.
and, and, and now you're sitting on it. And it's like, oh, you gotta just because gas is $4.25 a gallon up here, it's like, okay, well, It's not just the gas. Like I went to the store yesterday and I bought what we normally do. It was $50 more than what it normally is.
Yeah, I mean the
Like, and the
dollar
same stuff.
lost
Like,
30% in the
yeah.
last couple months. Yeah, of course.
And you who's making money? Like
Hmm.
you're betting on shit right now. We're betting on the market.
Yeah.
I'm betting on fucking Capel. What is it? That FBI fucking lunatic
Oh,
gets
Cash
fired within
Patel.
the end of the month. Cash
Yeah,
Patel.
Polymarket.
I'm betting on, and if you're looking right now, I
Mhm.
bet $100 that you're getting fired this month. So,
What are the
and you're gonna
Polymarket odds on
be,
that, huh?
it was 13 to 1, 14 to 1. It was
Oh
pretty
wow.
low odds on him going because, but I'm gonna bet that you're being fired, and I'm enjoying that part of it.
Yeah. 100%.
Because they're gonna wipe out. He's gonna wipe out his whole cabinet. And Pete Hedgepeth, the fucking, we go back to the original. We'll start talking about the fire department now because everybody wants to talk about the fire department. Every officer out there,
Uh-huh.
everybody in charge, manager, people, everything like that. You have to understand two things in this world. You got to know who you're working with,
Hmm.
and you got to know how to get that what you want out of them. You can do it with a carrot or stick. It's real simple. Because you think you took a test and now you're like, oh, I'm a boss.
Hmm.
And just in case any Chiefs are watching this, I'm not talking about the gold guys. They're fine. I'm talking about your fucking middle management fuckers out there that basically you are a fucking overpaid garbage man
Yeah.
because you think you're the fucking greatest thing in the world and you're not. And you have to learn your craft and you have to be better and you have to sit there. For me as a boss, when I went out, what were the best bosses I had and what did I get out of them?
Mm.
I had some of the greatest bosses ever that were 10, 15 years as firemen, and then they were bosses where they were 2 years, but they were good bosses. They knew how to get what they wanted out of me.
Yeah.
So as a manager, I would be like, how do I get this out of here? Fuck, don't scream at them.
Hmm.
Don't fucking belittle them. Don't fucking say, hey, this is the way, any of this stuff. And it's like, here you go. And I got more out of them by teaching them, and that it fits in. The bride's work is the same way. She's learning to be a manager. And how do you get what you need out of these people in this society that's a very different,
We're losing the society of just hey, do this.
No,
You
we
know,
lost
it's
that. We lost that. We lost that society a long time ago.
yeah.
We lost that society years ago when America decided that you don't have rights. When society said somebody can take away your rights.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And I'm going to say it right now, it's going to get flagged. Thomas Jefferson said every 7 years, I think it was Thomas Jefferson. I might be right. It might have been Ben Franklin.
Uh-huh.
Some history teacher, Steve Haddon, can come in. We should have a revolution every 7 years.
Yeah.
In theory, every time we elect, we have a revolution.
Yeah. I mean,
We're
yeah,
just
sure.
going to go into the midterms and change the thing. But once you get into power, stop fucking standing there and going, now we're going to swing way left.
Mhm.
Now we're all going to fucking wear dresses and hats and fucking call each other fucking by our middle names.
Yeah,
Stop with this shit. Understand what these people understand what everybody wants and try and meet in the middle.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the problem.
I wonder why that doesn't happen because it clearly never happens, never. I mean, you look at the last 20
Yeah,
years, 30 years.
It's happened because you look at Bush.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm going down to the Republican Party. You go down to the Bush world. Reagan was a puppet that was a far right answer to Carter and all these other things. We needed a stronger America. Reagan came in and he gave us Star Wars, and which
Yeah.
didn't exist, and all this other stuff. The Bush Jr. was an answer to, you know, the Clinton era, which
Mhm.
was Al Gore theoretically won that. You know, if you want to talk about stolen elections and how 2020, you know, well, hey, remember hanging Chad, the fucking bill that they, you know,
No.
and it's like,
Past my
like,
time, pops.
well, yeah, but that was,
What is it? It's a
you know, they hand. So when you punch the ballot box, when you go into the election,
mhm.
you used to take a little pen and you would punch where your vote was.
Yeah.
Well, there were some states like Florida and things like that that Al Gore lost because they said that they weren't thoroughly punched,
Gotcha.
or so they disqualified those. So there was some massaging of what was going on.
It's like the
Now,
mail-in ballots now, you know. That's kind of the drama of it.
yeah, like, oh, you can't mail in your ballots. Well, I mean, fuck. Do you know why they don't want the mail in ballots?
Why?
Because the idiot that's in charge of our country right now
Mhm.
watched the 2020 election, and he was winning by
Yeah.
tremendous amount
Mhm.
against Biden, and then the mail-in ballots came in.
Yeah.
So he goes, well, I would win if there was no mail-in ballots.
Hmm.
Well, listen, dumbass, we would have gone to the polls and voted, and you still would have lost.
Yeah.
Like, and the world is not flat. And you were best friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
You might not have slept with little girls. Okay, that's fine. But you knew what he was doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
deny it all you want.
Yeah.
But fuck off.
Yeah, I wonder, like, with all the chaos, I wonder how much just the shit that goes on behind closed doors, you know? Like, I wonder what that conversation is, because I mean, it's so interesting.
We didn't land on the
like-
moon, and there's aliens in the desert. That's what goes on beyond the moon.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
mean-
really goes on around the moon?
What?
You know what goes on behind the closed doors?
Let's hear it.
Nothing.
Nothing?
There's no conspiracy. No.
You
They
don't think
are-
so?
No, they're making this up as they go. They wake up in
Really?
the morning and they fucking yes. It
What
is-
about
There
what,
is no.
what about
there's
that Bob Lazar guy? That Bob Lazar guy, that book that he came out. You're familiar with him?
Uh-huh.
So Bob Lazar comes out in the 70s, talks about Area 51, how he's working on these crafts, and then boom, 50 years later, it all comes to be true, at least relevant in the public light. What is that? Are they
Is the military developing weapons and airplanes that we've never seen? Yeah, because I was around and alive during
I'm grabbing more coffee.
the Afghan wars, the Afghan Iraq wars, and the stealth bomber came out, and it was like
Unheard of.
yeah, and it's like, oh my god, that looks like an alien spacecraft, and they're like flying around, and no one can shoot it down because no one can see it. That was built out there, like it's just the way it is. Do I believe? I don't believe in. I don't believe that there is a secret book that has all the answers into it, because I could honestly think people are so fucking stupid
Uh-huh.
that would have to be years and years of secrecy, and there's no, like, everything is. I can look on the internet and look it all up right now, and there's pictures and there's this. I don't think you can do that. Now, there's some things that are out there that are secret, and they have been secret for 100 years. Sure, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
But people are so fucking dumb, and they've been dumb for years that I don't think they can legitimately. I'm talking about everyone in the world.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. You could hide that from anybody, and to be that smart that you're like, oh, I'm gonna keep this quiet. I mean, fuck, they can't even keep the goddamn fucking arguments in the White House together by themselves.
Yeah.
Like, You knew Pam Bondi was gone because they released that she was being yelled at in the White House.
Yeah.
Like Kash Patel, he's under scrutiny. RFK's under scrutiny right now.
Yeah.
Are they both going? Yep, they're both going. Because you know how I can tell? Because I went to bet on them failing and being fired,
And they have huge
the odds are
percentage
way
of-
down.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's not worth betting $1 or $100 on this shit because they're already going.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. So
Yeah.
we go back to all that, but you know, it's not a secret in this world to understand that if you sit, what is the quote? If you can walk around in someone's clothes for a day, you would understand them.
Yeah, walking in their shoes.
Something. Yeah, walking in their shoes. You know, hang. If you spend 5 minutes listening to people, which I think I'm good at. I mean, I do like to talk,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
But if you just understood what people were really about, maybe you're never going to change their point of view. Like out here in Georgia, we don't try and change people's point of views. I try and understand them.
Oh.
Now, you fucking crazy motherfuckers out there that believe in the weirdest shit,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you because you can't back any of it up.
Right here,
You know,
right
you-
here.
you-
Craziest guy of all time.
and well, you come show me some sort of fact or some sort of legitimate,
Yeah.
and then I'll understand it, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, I got it. That makes sense, but it doesn't to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Don't you know? And that's one thing. Like in the fire department was, you had so many different you lived on a microcosm
Yeah.
in there in San Francisco, which everybody goes, oh, it's all, you know, we're wearing rainbow flags and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Fox News for years was playing in every fucking firehouse.
Yeah.
There were few firehouses that 12 was very good at our political views, except for a few people, were pretty aligned on what we thought. We believed in certain things, and
Yeah.
that's what we did. And when people came in that were QAnon people, or we would ask questions, you know, as a group, and sit around and ask these
Pick their
questions.
brain,
and
yeah.
I was fascinated by some of the shit that they said. Was just fascinated. And now, is it crazy? Yeah, but I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
And that's how I am here in Georgia, where we sit and we listen to people, and we just don't. We have our friends that are very liberal and very progressive, and we have our friends that are very conservative, and we accept them both.
Yeah.
They're both in our house at all times.
100%.
They don't push their agenda on us, and we don't push our agenda on them, and we're still good friends.
Yeah.
So why can't we do that with the world? Why not just start here? We got 57 people, so we take half of that because somebody probably watched it twice. So we got 26 people out there. Why don't you just sit the fuck down and listen to somebody who doesn't agree with you?
Yeah.
And listen to what they say, and honestly sit there and go, okay. Now, I'm not saying sit down and listen to the hate speeches or the crazy shit that goes on, but just sit down and listen to what they have to say, and try and just in your mind find common ground.
Yeah.
Maybe you're both baseball fans. Maybe you're both whatever. Maybe you think that baseball should be played in the middle of the day so people on the East Coast don't have to wait until 9:00 to watch a fucking Giants game. I think they should play all their games at noon so I can watch them at 3. That's my personal opinion. I think it's conspiracy against East Coast people watching West Coast teams.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting, especially politics recently. Like, I mean, in your perspective, percentage-wise, of people in America, how many people do you think have a above B+ understanding of the internet and how it works and monetization?
2%.
People who write 2%.
2%.
Yeah.
2% of the world. 2% of the world. 2% of the United States. I don't know. Somebody do the math real quick. 2% of the world will actually hear something and then look it up in more than one website. The rest of them take the internet for its value. So when you get popped up, I get popped up all kinds of shit. And it's like, I know Alexa's listening to me. I know my phone is listening to me because
Yeah.
the weirdest shit shows up on my phone.
Yeah.
If I see something that kind of goes, what? And then I look it up and then I start to trace down those things, it's because my mind wants to know what actually the truth is.
Yeah.
If you follow the truth, then you understand what is really going on. And it's real simple. We had friends back in California that recited things that were the flu. Remember the flu story?
I remember that. Yep.
Okay, I'll give this story. Right for this one. Oh, I got to tell the parrot story too.
Tell it
Somebody
all.
asked me to tell the second parrot. All right. So we'll start with the flu story. We had friends that were really good friends of ours, very conservative. And when I say conservative, I'm like non-church going, QAnon, the world is flat, never went to the moon, the whole thing. We were really good friends with them. But then during COVID, they sort of went, way right.
Yeah.
And it's like, but they were really good friends of ours. Okay. So the COVID vaccine was coming out. Now, San Francisco, you know who you are, was getting COVID shots because there's only so many. And the city council and the DPH, Department of Public Health, was going to give the homeless the COVID vaccines that they had instead of the fire department. Now, we knew firemen in Santa Rosa and San Jose and LA, all these places were getting the COVID vaccine. And they were going to give it to the homeless and everything. So, obviously, our union went crazy and was like, you're out of your fucking mind. We're in there. Dude, the homeless, it was like Dawn of the Living Dead during COVID. No, I never saw, they were out. There were bonfires in the street. There were thousands of them out.
Yeah.
When they locked down San Francisco, they were living their best lives.
Yeah.
They were out. Nobody bothered them. It was like, holy
do as
shit.
you please. Yeah.
So we finally got the COVID shots and we were at dinner with our friends. They came over and it's been a while since we had them over there. So, he's like, are you getting the COVID shot? And I'm all, yeah. And he goes, he goes, you should. And I looked at him and I was like, whoa, like he's anti-vaccine doing the whole thing. If I get it, it's, I've never gotten sick before because I have great immune system, the whole thing. But he was like, you should get it. And I was like, oh my God, maybe he's turning a corner. And then a couple of glasses of wine later, he's like, do you get the flu shot? And I was like, no, it makes me sick, but I do every couple of years. But it does make me sick. And he goes, the flu's man-made. And I was like, excuse me? And he goes, the flu vaccine the flu itself is man-made. And I was like, explain, what do you mean? And he goes, well, it's made by Procter and Gamble and all the pharmaceutical people to make money in the fall. That's why the flu comes out at the same time every year.
Yeah.
I looked at him and I went, what? And he goes, yeah, what? How can you have a vaccine how can you have a flu shot if they didn't make it original? And I was like, what? Like, that's full on crack smoking, straight off the internet. I didn't look at anything.
Yeah.
The flu comes out because everybody goes inside because they get colder and everybody's closer and then it transfers. It's not made by someone and then released on the world so that they can make. Now, there is that possibility that I am wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they do that.
I mean,
and then I'm not going down that world. We're not that
instantly
dumb.
banned on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Now we got to go to so I told the parrot story. And I said there were two parrot stories. And somebody asked, what was the second? Actually, my son asked me about the second parrot story. So,
Cooper?
my other son.
Yep.
He wanted to know about the other parrot story. So, all right, here we go. You ready for the other parrot story? Okay.
Yep.
So, this was pre-children.
Don't be if you talk too close to the mic, it'll max out it.
Oh, okay. So, I'll stand back here.
Yeah,
all
that's perfect.
So I was at a house in the Mission, a
Mm-hmm.
little small house. I was on the ambulance, and the box came in. The fire came in that night. I went to the pole hole to slide down the pole,
Mm-hmm.
and when I grabbed the pole to pull down, there's a little opening that keeps the exhaust from going inside. It's not the greatest thing, but it's something.
Yeah.
The whole app bay was full of smoke, and I was like, "Oh, whoa, what the
Like
fuck?"
the garage where the truck is.
Yeah, the apparatus floor where we keep the rigs was full of smoke, like
Okay.
full of like black shitty smoke, and I'm like, "Oh fuck." So I'm looking at the paper, like where we're going. It's right down the street. So we turn the corner. The engine driver, she was amazing. Another girl in the fire department. Oh my god, she was an amazing driver. You know,
That's
I
contrary to
pulled the
popular
ambulance.
belief there, Dan.
Believe, yeah. Pulls over. I pull over. I'm on the ambulance. I throw my pack on. Walking over, and there was a probie on the engine who's probably 6 months, maybe 5 months in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even a little bit. And so him and I now, his boss went and walked around the corner, and then we never saw him again. This guy comes out of the building, out of his house, and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "it's back here." And so we're right on the corner. Everybody's on the main part of Mission, and we're in basically a side street, which is where that house was, Holly Park Circle. So I'm like, okay, so we grab hose line off the engine. We start running up the stairs. I yell at Allison. I'm like, "Hey, I'll tell you when I need water." She goes, "Cool." So we start running up. Now, I'm been to a few fires. I got a little bit of confidence in me, but I'm like, I got a probie on my hip. I'm like, let's just go up there and see what's going on. We get to the top of the stairs, and it is fucking orange, but there's no heat and there's no smoke. Like, what the fuck? We go around the corner, and there's the kitchen. And look out these windows right in the kitchen, and it is rolling. So there's a light well, and there's a stairwell going up, and it's open. And this building across, like right next door,
Yeah.
so it's basically one street over, is on fire from top to bottom, like fully just. And I'm like, holy shit! Like, I'm basically taking a garden hose to a fucking wildfire.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do. And we are looking there, and all of a sudden, Chief comes up and he goes, "Hey, can you get out there and do something? They're having trouble getting in the building." And I'm like, "Yeah."
The building
I said, "I
next
think we can go
to
through the
where you're
window."
at.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
building next to had big metal gates. It was trouble for them to get into the main building. So I'm like, "Yeah, we can get in there on the back of the building. I'm pretty sure." So we look. There's a little landing there. We can go through the window. Why didn't we open the window? I don't know. You're all jacked up. You don't know why you're doing it. So we go to break the window. So I've got the hose line. We've charged it. We're ready. And the probie grabs a frying pan off the stove. And he hits the window, and the handle breaks, and the pan goes down on the ground.
Outside?
No, inside. The window didn't even break.
Oh.
So we both look at each other and we're like, what the fuck? Now, it's not the first time that this has happened. Like, I remember being at a fire where a guy tried to break the window with a phone, and he hit the window and the phone broke. Like, I've got a hose line in my hand. I could have just shoved it through. There's all kinds of things you could have done. Like, better than what we were thinking. We were just jacked up all by ourselves in the seat of a fire, like, and new. So we're looking, now it's starting to get a little smoky in this room. We're starting to freak out a little bit. It's getting a little hotter, like fire's coming in the walls. We can feel it. I'm like, oh, fuck. So he grabs this giant black thing off the counter.
Yeah.
And it goes right through the window. And we're like, yeah. So we smash out the window, get out there. And then it's like backdraft. We're on this landing, and the squad and the engine are coming up the stairwell. The other engine's coming up the stairwell. Wooden stairwell. It's outdoors. It's the back of the house. And we're on the stairwell, and the stairwell gives way behind us, like fully. And the chief one paramedics on the engine from 11. He grabs the chief. Remember this very specifically because I'm right there.
Hmm.
He grabs him, and it's like a 15-foot fall for him to go down. Like stairs go. We're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
We get up, and we're like on our bellies on this stair.
Hmm.
Like you can just feel it coming over the top of you, and we're like, fuck, this is crazy. And fire goes out. Like finally fire goes out, and it turned out that it was a family that it rained that day and their clothes were wet, so they had put them over the water heater or near the water heater, and they caught fire.
Oof.
So that broke a gas line when it went off. So it was like a blowtorch in the
Yeah.
back, and it took off. I mean, it was crazy. I think it was second alarm, might have been third.
Yeah.
So we're cleaning up, overhauling, and Chief goes, "Hey, you can go grab your line from that apartment and bring it out." And we go upstairs, look over, and on this fucking table is this dead bird. It's like
Oh.
fucking, it's like that big. It's, fucking parrot or whatever. I was like looking at him like, how the fuck the bird died? Fuck, that's weird. And so the chief goes, he goes, just so you know, the bird's like a $10,000 bird. I was like, oh, how'd it die? And he goes, well, somebody threw it in the fire. And I was like,
Oh my
fuck, that's
god.
weird. That's really fucking weird. I'm like, all right, well, it seems weird. Why? I mean, this isn't the fire building; it's the exposure building.
Yeah.
So I go out on landing, and I'm pulling out the hose line, and I see what we threw through the window. I did not. The bird cage. It was under a black tarp.
Oh my god.
So we broke the window with the parrot, threw it through the window, not realizing there was a parrot, and killed this $10,000 bird.
Oh
Now,
my
just
god.
so you know, the statute of limitations is over for murdering a fucking parrot at a fire in 2003. So you can't come after me, and I'm not going to give names of who was there. But yes, we threw a parrot through the window trying to ventilate this room, and no idea it was a parrot. And I'm sorry. I felt bad. I did tell the family I was sorry, but I didn't take any blame for it. I'm like, no.
Oh my god.
So that was the second time I dealt with a parrot.
Jesus, man. Poor parrot. Oh, that's quite the way to end it. Just toss out the window. Poor guy.
Well, you get excited. Tunnel vision. That's
Yeah,
the key.
you're probably not.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
really know.
Hey,
I got to get through this window. I got to do it.
yeah.
So there's your fireman story of the day. The second parrot story.
I like it. I like it.
What else do you want to hear about? What else? What else should we talk about? We got down politics. We can talk about.
You know what? I'll talk about this. If you could do it, should I talk about the world or what? No, anything?
No, let's stick. We've gone down the fire department. We'll go down the fire department road for a little bit.
Okay. If you could do anything different in the firefighter world, what would you do differently? Like, would you change the way firefighters were fed into the program, like the Proby system? What would you do differently if you were acting chief or whatever the top spot is as a firefighter?
If I was chief of the department, I would go back in time and give myself the operator job that I was denied.
Ooh.
In 2020, I would say that I would get that job back.
Okay.
Because I got screwed out by in one part of my career. As my wife says, my attitude as a fireman got me nothing.
Yeah.
Except for enjoyment. I got to enjoy my career, and I did not compromise for anything. I didn't kiss one division chief's ass. And I should have, because I would have gotten that job and I would have driven a chief. Probably would have stayed in the fire department a couple more years. Because it would have been easier on my body. And I was good at it. I was good at, because I understood stuff. But I pissed him off, and he made sure that I couldn't get that job. And I feel I feel that if you were going to change anything in the fire department, it's how promotional exams are done. I don't give a shit if you've got 2 years or 25 years. It doesn't make you a good boss. Um, you know, you have to learn. And I think, to be honest, I think everyone should go out as a boss. Like,
Hmm.
that was my big thing is like, people be like, oh, I'm taking the test. I'm all, you ever been out as boss? No. Like, you're gonna take a test and then you're gonna be a boss? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And I would take some of the younger people that were taking the test and put them in the seat, and I would sit in the back and show them what to do and talk on the radio, and this is what you got to do. And because you had to learn, you have to
Hmm.
learn somewhere, and it's like, I learned because I learned very well by watching and
Hmm.
seeing what people do. Now, granted, I was not the greatest boss all the time. I made mistakes. Obviously, you're going to make mistakes. You have to make
Everyone does.
decisions
Yep.
in a second. It's like, fine, I own those mistakes. Um, but to have those people that were in charge tell you that they were in charge, like, those are the two pet peeves I have in my life. So me in the private sector, I had a boss
Hmm.
who I refused to talk to. Okay, who's from Virginia. Fuck you. His comment to me in the private sector was always, well, back where I came from, we did it this way.
Yeah.
Okay, understand something. When a fireman tells you, hey, this is how we used to do it back in where I came from,
Hmm.
they're lying to you.
Okay.
They don't know what they're doing. It's just the whole thing. The second part of it is, when someone tells you they're in charge, they're not.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to enforce that on you.
Of course.
We talked about this on the last band podcast. There were 6 or 7 captains that came through the house at 12
Hmm.
on a rotating basis. And I have zero respect for them at all. None. As a person, as an officer. And if they ever watch this, you know who you are, and fuck you. You could have made your time at 12 some of the best time ever, and you didn't. You made it what you thought you should do, and that's not what an officer is. Now, some of them learned later on how to be better bosses,
Hmm.
and they became better bosses because of the hardship that they had. Like, I wouldn't let anybody get away with anything.
Yeah.
You want to do this? I'm going to fight it every second of the day. If it didn't make sense to me, I would make sure that you understood that it didn't make sense to me.
Hmm.
Like lifting the 50-foot ladder because you never done it as a boss. It's not
Hmm.
my job.
Yeah.
You're not going to fucking blow out my neck and my back because you're a fucking idiot, or, the big one is the unimaginable understanding of what a drill is. It says on the calendar Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or whatever. You're doing ladder drills.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. It's a drill. It's a station drill.
Yeah.
You clean the ladders on Saturday. You fucking inspect them. If you've got a young crew, sure, throw the 50. If you got an older crew, you don't have to. You don't not do it, but come up with a better drill. Come
Yeah.
up with something that's realistic.
Hmm.
Like down firemen or roof ops or all this other stuff. And that's you just didn't get it. You didn't understand what your job was. Your
Hmm.
job is to teach or learn. It's like, so if I was going to go back in time, I would make all those young bosses go fuck themselves. All those young captains go back to being lieutenants
Yeah.
and get shit on for another 5 years until they understood what their jobs were, and then go. And it's like, your job is as an officer is like all middle management. It's there to babysit. You're there to make sure I don't die or do something stupid where I don't come home, or
Mhm.
that's your job. Your job is to make me better, not to, oh, you can't wear hoodies, or you can't put signs up, or you can't do a bunch of bullshit. It's like, fuck,
Micromanage, that type of thing.
micromanage. It's like, hey, I clean the house. You know why I clean the house? Because I don't want to live in filth.
Yeah.
I check out the rig every day because I want it to get there,
Mhm.
and sometimes that didn't happen
Yeah.
because, it's an old rig. But, you know, it's, if anybody's out there, all 6 of you that are watching this podcast, understand, and it goes back to the premise of this whole thing. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes before you fucking start stomping on them. Like, understand what is my role in this about,
Yeah.
and go from there. Like, be real honest and be like, okay, this is what I'm here. You're part of the crew. Your bosses aren't chiefs. Chiefs
Mhm.
stay outside, except for, the first two go inside, and they're managing chaos.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what they do, and because I never understood. And this is not a knock. This is my brain, the way it works.
Mhm.
I don't understand what chiefs do because I knew my part of the world and I understood it. I don't
Yeah.
understand their part of the world.
Mhm.
Their part of the world is to see where it's going and how do I stop it, and they're looking 4 or 5 steps ahead where I'm 2. They're playing. So that, credit to the chiefs that understood, like, the process and things like that. That's hard. And then they had to deal with the bullshit too, which is, oh, you hurt my feelings, or, I'm completely inept at my job, and this is the 5th time I've crashed. I mean, they just, 3 days ago they had a fire engine run into a streetcar. Connor. How do you hit a streetcar?
Yeah.
This is my question. What was it? 4 years ago? 5? No, it was 6 years ago. They had 2 fire engines. Might have been a little more than that. Run into each other in a street.
Yeah.
Almost killed everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm gonna go as fast as I can because I don't know what I'm doing.
Now,
And
do you think a lot of that is like the paired story, right? Of tunnel vision, people hopped
oh,
up
it's
on.
total.
Yeah.
You have to control what you are doing and how you have to be able to slow everything down and not make decisions because your brain is going 600 miles an hour and
Mhm.
there's so much chaos.
Yeah.
And it's my best analogy of the whole thing, and I might be the only one that said it, maybe I heard it from somewhere, I don't know. It's like being involved in a riot
Yeah.
when everybody's out there protesting and the signs are all okay and everybody's doing great, and then somebody throws a rock.
Yeah.
And then chaos breaks out and everyone's throwing rocks and
Yeah.
everybody's jumping on cars and everybody's going crazy. It didn't start out that way. And the fire department's like that. You start out with a very controlled, like, this is my first step. Hose line, laddering, roof ventilation. Like, there's a game plan. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
with this, I'm going with that, and then we go. But then the chaos starts in and people start throwing rocks. And it's like, I went to a fire where they broke out 30 windows in a house
Yeah.
and it was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
why'd you break this window?
Yeah.
Like the little window in the fucking garage that the PG&E guy reads the meter. It's like, why did you break that? Like, there's no reason to do that. Zero.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to ventilate anything, and you
Yeah.
still broke it.
Yeah.
Am I guilty of smashing things like windows and things? Yeah, I broke a few windows
Yeah.
that I could probably have opened, like the parrot might be an example of that. But you have to manage the chaos of your brain going, I'm just gonna do it.
And is
And that's
that
life also.
Is that teachable though? I mean, is that because it's one of those things where you don't really
It's
know how,
called experience, my
yeah,
friend.
I
It's
was gonna
called
say you
experience.
don't really know how you're going to act when you're incredible. It's like
So,
when you're all hopped up on adrenaline in that moment. Like, I
so
mean,
I'll give you the story. You know the story. You've heard the story of DJ.
mm-hmm,
He's a friend of ours. Um, I went out to their house one day I was on a detail as a boss,
mm-hmm,
and I had an experienced driver, but he wasn't the greatest driver on the truck. Then the three firemen that I had with me, none of them had more than a year. None
okay,
of them. They were all like 16 months in the fire department, which is really new. So I've got a brand new crew. We drove around for 3 hours that morning,
mm-hmm,
driving around, and they wanted to know because they knew who I was and where I had been, and they wanted to know. I mean, they were just asking questions, and we were getting coffee and doing this whole thing, and I was like, they're like, "Do you think the ladder would fit there?" And I'm like, "Let's fucking do it." And
mm-hmm,
we threw 35 probably 6 times on 6 different buildings.
mm-hmm.
Like driving around like it'll fit here, this, and like understanding their craft.
Yeah,
And right after lunch, we got the box. Fire out in the avenues. We roll up and it's coming out. Not bad, but it's coming out. And we're the truck. So the engine, they said, two-story type 5, which is a single family house,
mm-hmm,
smoke showing, making it a working fire. I turn around. I go, "You're coming with me. You guys throw 35 and go cut a hole in the roof." And
yeah,
I went inside. We're out in the avenues, so the squad's not gonna be there. So we're search and rescue.
mm-hmm,
So we're not counting on anyone else to do it. So we got to go in search. So they went up there, got up on it, cut a hole in the roof, did
mm-hmm,
what they were supposed to do. They didn't know what to do afterwards, which is get off the roof and come down and hang out,
yeah,
and help. But they were up there and they did a great job. They found the hole, they cut a hole, or they found the fire, they cut a hole, and I went in. We got up to the kitchen. It was a kitchen fire that got into the attic and ripped through this place. And I got up there with my crew and was like, "All right, this is what we're doing. Pull ceilings here or spray here, do this whole thing." And it was very calm. And
mm-hmm,
we had come out afterwards. No, I was on the roof. I went back up on the roof to check on them. And I was giving reports to IC, which is the division chief. And he's like, he was our old captain who was
yeah,
nuts, but I liked him.
mm-hmm,
Um, he's like, "Dude," he goes, I can understand what you're saying. He goes, "Now, obviously, I didn't use technical jargon like delta side, B side. I always,
yeah, yeah,
that's just me. My brain didn't work that way. Sorry."
yeah,
But he's like, "I knew where the fire was, what you guys were doing. I knew everything about it." He goes, "And it was perfect."
mm-hmm,
We got back to the firehouse after the whole thing. And the captain of the house called and said, "I heard you guys got a fire." And he goes, "I heard you split the crew." And I went, "Yeah." I'm like, I knew everybody else was coming from far away. I'm like, "Fuck, we're alone."
mm-hmm,
I would have never done that. And I went, "Really?" He goes, "Never." He goes, "I would have stayed with them and gone." I'm like, "Okay." Well, I did and did more work with two crews than you would
mm-hmm,
have with one.
yeah,
And he was like, "Well, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It worked out for me, but I had faith in my crew that they knew what to do.
yeah,
Plus, it's a two-story house, and how much damage it's not going anywhere. It's staying in the box.
yeah, yeah,
But they did their goddamn jobs.
mm-hmm,
And for me, at that point in my career, I was going out as boss all the time. I was catching fires. I was going with different crews. So the calmness was there,
yeah,
like, you put me in a seat of that truck, even to this day, you put me in the driver's seat of that thing and we go to a fire. I'll be exactly what you want. At that time I was going out so much and as a boss, like it was okay. Like I was like, I know what I need to do. I know what has to be done. Let's do this, and you just learn that. You learn how now some people don't.
Hmm.
Granted, there's still people that scream and yell and do all that stuff, but for me, it was just okay. This is what I have to do. I'm focusing on this. As I said, Chiefs do 5 different things at a time, and they're worried about all these other things. Of course, they want to scream. Go ahead. For me, it was I have 2 things to do, and then when I'm done with those 2 things, I'll do 2 more.
Hmm.
But that's all I can control is this. You know, I had to open the garage. I had to open the tradesman entrance. I had to do this. These are the things I had to do, and we got it done. And it's like, have faith that somebody can do their fucking job. And if they
Yeah.
can't, then you fix it. You know, like it's easy.
Not
So,
micromanage a good job.
no. And to be like already set on the determination of like,
Yeah.
I would never do that. Like, okay. Good luck
Pop,
with that. You know?
Pops, do you care if we take a literally a 2-minute break just so I can go pee
Yeah.
and get some more coffee?
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, I'll be right back. All right. Minus 4 grand today, Dad. Can you believe that?
What's the market? Is it running or is it
Nah,
going up or is it going down?
it's going down. Minus
Yeah.
4 Gs.
Well,
Yikes. That hurts.
yeah, exactly.
That's the game, though, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it'll go and come back up.
Yeah.
What else is going on? What else you got for me?
What else do I have you? Let's see. I don't know. I don't know.
We ended on that little good note. I mean,
I guess. I
don't
mean,
know.
I kind of only have like. I mean, I've been recording for an hour, but I probably will only start it at the fireman story. So I don't know, pops. I don't know.
Well, I think we're good with that.
Okay,
I'm pleased with. Plus, it won't get us in trouble with the government.
that's true. Very true.
Yeah. So what I was going to tell you
Yeah.
is, so I talked to the boys about it. I think so. The big issue that we're gonna have is
Mm-hmm.
Brian. So Brian can come on and do the broad. He wants to come on and do it, but he can't talk about things going on now.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
they'll restrict him. The PIO restrict him from,
Speaking,
you
yeah,
know, yeah. So we can talk about the old days. We can talk about old fires. We can talk about the F word. That's why I was kind of like, well, we can do the F word because OJ also and Visser's still working too. So they
yeah,
all can't. We can talk about things that I did. We just have to be very clear about,
time and
yeah, really just not talk about things that are going on right now,
yeah,
but then when Brian retires in 3 years, then we'll be able to talk all kinds of shit.
gotcha.
So, but yeah, no, I'll work on them. And we'll just keep going the way we're going. I'm fine with it.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
I
Yeah,
think,
I like it. I mean, I like the firefighter stuff. I also like the crazy ventures where we go into. Um, and yeah, like it all.
yeah, I don't, focus. Oh, found Dan. Oh, nice. Okay. Um, Sorry, I gotta send this to Nana because I got so that one of the guys that went through the tower with my dad
Uh-huh.
sent uh a thank you note, or he sent flowers with a card to Kath, and there's no like nothing. Um,
Oh, and she didn't
like
know who it was from.
no, she had no idea. Well, she knew the name,
Yeah.
but then it was it, and I'm like, send the card picture. So she sent over, and it's all said right on it. Dan Bagellini or whatever it is. And class of 53rd class SFFD. And I know that was my dad's class.
Yeah.
So I sent it out on the retired thing, and they're like, oh, yeah, he was in Engine 43. And I'm like, I don't fucking remember him. But I don't, he might have been gone before I went out there. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Um, and that was your mom's old house, just so you know.
Really? 43?
Um, Oh, yeah, she was there for a while.
Nice.
Um, but one of the guys that I worked with at 12, Dwayne, just sent over his address for Kath
Oh,
so that she can send a thank you card. So she'll be happy about that. So
oh,
I'm good
good.
with that. Awesome. What else is going on? That's about it. We got movie tonight.
Nice.
Um, Movie, relax. Coop had baseball practice last 2 days
Mm-hmm.
with a Major League Baseball pitcher.
Yep, yep. Tell me about that. Yep.
It was great. He's learning. He's got to work. He's got a lot of practice to do, but he's just
Of
learning. So
course.
it's
Yep.
like, it's more about balance. And this guy, Sam, is just fucking great.
That's good.
Just how he deals with Coop, and you
Yeah.
know he loves baseball. But he didn't just do the, hey, we're going to throw. It was more about how you balance and, because everything's off one leg. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, we can do this. So,
That's cool.
yeah,
That's
he worked
special.
really well with them. So, yeah.
Oh.
So I was happy. Um, yeah, and then we start Monday practice, Tuesday, and then we only have 5 more games, and then we're done.
I can't wait. D1 star right there.
Fuck, if he can learn to keep his shit together.
Do you want me to show you how to clip?
No,
No? I guess that'll be my job then.
that'll be your job.
Fair enough, fair enough.
What else I got going on? I think that's it. We're um uh, yeah, I don't think we have anything else going on. I'm What else I got? Surgery next Friday. Very
Mm,
excited.
more
There's
pieces.
this. Yeah, for my
Yeah.
back. So 4 more pieces. We're waiting on workman's comp to do the final payout. So
Hmm.
we're hoping. I don't know. I'm hoping for about 100 grand, but I doubt it's gonna be that. It'd be nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
Then I could build my downstairs deck, screened in porch,
Oh.
so I can play ping pong all year round. Well, it's like fuck. It's a perfect place for it, and it's like
Yeah.
fuck. Build the deck, screen it in, put doors in, and I could go out there and have my coffee and not have bugs flying in my coffee.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
What else?
If you could be president, Dad, what would you do?
That's a great question. If I could be president,
Hmm.
I would, I would go after all those jackasses that I knew that were mean.
Oh.
No, I think if as I told you, I wasn't born in the United States, so I can't be president. But I think I would stop. Here's one big one. I would stop the rhetoric of how we are right now. So there's an interesting was something I saw on TikTok, and it was I can't remember, from Arizona, died a few years ago, ran for president. He was a war hero in Hanoi Hilton. Why can't I remember his name? He ran against Obama. Well, okay, whatever it is. John McCain.
Yeah.
So he's at a rally, and this woman, older woman, so this is pre Obama's a senator. They're both senators run for president.
Hmm.
And this woman comes out, older, and he hands her the mic and she goes, I would never vote for that guy because he's a Muslim and he wasn't born in this country. He took the mic back and he goes, none of that's true. And he's a great man. He's a family man. He's a Christian man. Like, this is somebody he's running against is the president of the United States. And he stopped it right there and said, no, we we disagree on fundamental issues, but not this things.
Yeah.
And I would change it back to that
Having
of where
respect, kind of.
it's respect, but it's also, you know, really how do I coexist with you where you have your feelings and I have mine? How do we coexist?
Yeah.
What's the middle ground here?
Hmm.
The middle ground might be what some people say is like, I just don't want to see it. Okay, well, don't look,
Hmm.
one, but two, all right, I get it. Like, do the whole thing. You can do whatever you want to do. Um, but don't say things, one, don't say things to get a rise out of people.
Hmm.
Like, whatever you want to say, like, you want to hear this, I'm going to say this, or say this, stand true to what you believe.
Yeah.
One of my proudest things here is when we drive down the street and one of the big churches here has a big rainbow flag for pride.
Hmm.
And I'm in the South, I'm in Georgia. If you drive down to Florida, there is a fucking 100 by 100 foot Confederate flag hanging over a freeway. Like, can you be more fucking racist?
Yeah.
Can you, like, legitimately, like, don't do that? Like, that symbol is nothing other than just hate, and this, when you come down there and you see it and their big neon sign out there in front of the church is like, Jesus accepted everyone and so do we.
Hmm.
It's like, fuck, why can't we all just do that?
Yeah.
Why can't we just accept who you are and what you are and go on from there? And if you're a shitbag, I'm gonna treat you like a shitbag. But if you're a decent human being, then what's the problem? What are we worried about?
What do
You
you
know,
think?
you just
What do you think that hate stems from? Do you think it's like how I talked about
not
earlier,
understand,
the logic of
uneducated,
yeah?
uneducated, inexperienced, and fear of the unknown.
And
That's really what it comes down to.
what
So you're uneducated because your experience in life never gave you that. You are uneducated because you refuse to think that there are things that are different out there.
mhm,
You are uneducated because you grew up in a world, and you might be a fucking NASA rocket scientist, whatever, but you were in a closed little world that didn't experience the world. You are fearful of things that you don't understand, and
yeah.
that's no way to live life. You know, you can't run around this world and be fearful of anything. You
Mhm.
have to embrace it. You have to go through it. You have to do it and stand your moral grounds. Like if this is what you believe, then you believe it 100%. But nowhere in the world is belief about hate.
Yeah,
You can't
100%.
hate. Now, granted, I hate people and I don't like people in general,
Yeah, of
but it's more of a general universe thing.
course,
I
yep.
don't care if you're fucking green or black or brown or, a redhead.
Yeah, thanks.
It's but you have to you have to stop with that. And it really is, you're teaching right now. We are not teaching anyone anything other than how to hate. And you're
Y
proving it by going to war. You're
yeah,
proving it. You're proving it right now because we as a people are not the good guys right now.
no, I mean,
We
we're
are
blowing up
not the good guys.
bridges, yeah,
Oh, and you see it in the rhetoric, and you see it in all this stuff, and you are teaching a generation of people that shouldn't be that way,
mhm,
and shouldn't be a part of it. And it's like, and I'm not going, don't get me wrong, I'm not going, hey, peace before anything. You get smacked, you should be allowed to smack them back.
yeah,
Totally 100%. I'm not, but you you shouldn't be allowed you shouldn't be allowed to go to war over hate.
yeah,
You have to go to war, and that's, some people are going, oh, we're protecting ourselves and doing this whole thing, and it's like, are you really? Like,
yeah,
are you really doing that, or is that what we're doing? And again, I say the same thing. If you were in the United States Senate, your children should have to go.
yeah,
End of story. I don't give a shit if they're fucking 50. They're going.
yeah,
Like, I don't care if they're, as soon as they turn 18, Bon, you're drafted. You should have to go into the military because you make decisions for other people's children.
mhm,
And if you can't make that sacrifice, then you shouldn't.
go to war,
Everyone in
yeah,
government, yeah. And you should be like, fuck you. You're, and maybe then you'll like think twice of like, maybe I won't.
yeah.
How much do you love this country? I love America. America's the greatest place in the world. Well, then defend it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I just like we talk about understanding, like what even is that perspective of going to war? Like, I mean, I know you said this before, like they took a shot at Trump, right, or whatever is
Well, that's the theory. That's the
that's
theory
the,
is
one of the
they
theories
took,
of
yeah, that they hired they put a bounty out to kill him,
yeah,
and that's one of the theories. And it might be a QAnon theory or whatever,
yeah,
but that's the theory. It also could be the theory that he's hiding from the Epstein files. Like,
mhm,
hey, you know, shiny dollar over here to know that, do I think, you know, do I think an 81-year-old man should be running the country? No. Do I think that people in Congress, what's the average age of Congress, is like 70 or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Like, like you, you 10 years ago, maybe even less than 10 years ago, you had a congressman in Congress, and
Hmm.
I think it's less than 10 years ago, that was in Congress that voted against, or no, voted for segregation.
Yeah.
Like he legitimately got up and said, "Hey, blacks are not equal. They
Yeah.
should be segregated from schools and all this stuff." And then 20 years later, he's voting on other stuff. Like you, I understand that America was that way in the 60s,
Hmm.
but you voted for this.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be in politics now. Like you got to be kidding me. You're telling me that just disappeared. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm totally understanding now. Like, oh, it's like no, fuck that. You're still an asshole. You're still a racist.
Yeah. 100%.
Um,
Yeah.
and you knew a year ago when they changed the Department of Defense to Department of War what they were doing.
Yeah.
And this idiot guy, Pete Hedgecliff, or whatever the fuck's his name is,
Hmm.
Fox News, is out there berating. He had every general and every high end fly into Washington, D.C.
Hmm.
So these guys are all over the country or all over the world running, things, and they call them back all to Washington, all of them.
Hmm.
So you got to fly them in. They're flying all over the world, coming in, and he fucking berates them about shit that he doesn't understand. And then you're like, oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
And you see it, and now you're talking about now the whole thing about the sidebar, the draft where you're automatically, if you're 18 years old, you go right in the draft.
Hmm.
Archaic system that you have to register for the draft. No, you're 18. You should. It's a simple way of doing things.
Yeah.
We're modern technology can do that. Everybody's in the draft. Here you go. But you're talking about a draft. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're talking about a war where you're going to need boots on the ground to do this. You are planning ahead to go, hey, I got 48,000 troops out there. I'm going to lose 22 in the first month.
Hmm.
I need more people. So
Yeah.
how do you do it? And this is how you're going to do it. And oh shit, like okay, now we're no longer in Afghanistan and Iraq where they didn't have the draft.
Hmm.
We did it with, now we're talking about drafting people. Now we're in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about a war that nobody wants to go to. That's
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah, I wonder why they, like if you look at past civilizations, I wonder why a war is just always happening. You know, it truly interests me. I wonder what it is. It's like human nature to go to war. I mean, as much as there's that like beauty pageant, world peace, right? I wonder why that's impossible. I
Well,
wonder if,
because you come down to why are wars fought? In reality, why are most wars fought in the since the dawn of cavemen?
I
What was
mean,
it all about?
control, money, power. I don't know.
No, religion.
Religion. That's fair enough.
Well, I mean, you look at the Crusades,
Mhm.
Christian war against, they wanted the Holy Land back.
Yeah.
Before that, you had the Muslims and the Persians, and
Mhm.
you had one version of this. You had it has always been about that. Now, granted, there has been other reasons why we've gone to war. I mean, if you look back at why the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, was they were gradually expanding their empire,
Mhm.
and we shut them out of oil. We turned them off. We said no more oil from the United States. They had no choice.
Yeah.
In their view, that's what they think. They had no choice, but they had to do this. But we pushed them into that.
Yeah.
Vietnam was a war that we made up. The Gulf of
Mhm.
Tonkin was not a battle. They didn't attack us. We just sort of made it up. And it was
Yeah.
like, here now, we're gonna go, and we got all these people there. And I'm not belittling the fact that people died and that, you know, service to your country is the most honorable thing in the world. It's none of that. It's just like, you know, we went into Iraq because they took over another country,
Mm-hmm.
and we went in there to be the cops of the world. You know, we went in Afghanistan because we knew that they had something to do with 9/11, and I'm not going down like looking it up. Oh, it's the reason. I'm not an encyclopedia. I'm not a
Yeah,
history
yeah,
teacher. So, but this is what the rumor is. We went in there because of 9/11. The patriotic symbol is like, we're doing this. This is what's happening. Where we are right now, we attacked Iran because of their belief in their system is that the Muslim world is better than the Christian
Christian
world,
world. Yeah.
or, you know, and there's other reasons, but they were building a nuclear weapon. Okay, so prove it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we had, you know, what, who was it? Years and years ago, somebody I was talking to, and it was like, we'll never go to a mass war, like a World War III.
Mm-hmm.
Never go there. And the reason why is because it costs too much money.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about, you know, Russia and China and the United States, and it's like it costs millions of dollars, you know, or
Trillions.
trillions of dollars
Yeah.
to go to war. And what happens after that? You just rebuild it and they go back to what they're doing already. So you never go there. How do I make more money? And when you go back in society in the United States in the last 50 years, it's like, you know, when everyone was prosperous and everyone was making money, things were better.
Mm-hmm.
But we still dicked around with, you know, this whole thing. And mine is if you want an Islamic state, somewhere where, you know, this is happening, and you want, they want to be governed by this, it's, is it the people that live there want that, or are they being forced into that?
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening right now in the United States is I'm being forced into a Christian value system that I don't want to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference? You know, and where we are right now is that, you know, thank God we have free elections, you know, even though they're looking at maybe postponing them in November, but it's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about one party losing to the other party, or both parties losing to someone else. You know,
Mhm.
people are so pissed at both sides. Maybe the third guy comes in and goes,
Yeah. Independent or whatever. Yada yada.
yeah, you know, hey, I'm a farmer and I'm just fucking sick of this shit and this is what I'm doing. Nowhere in the world should we have senators, representatives that are making billions and millions of dollars, like, you know, and no one's asking these questions like, hey, how did you go into Congress with, you know, $3,000 in your bank account and you're struggling, and all of a sudden you're worth $5.2 million
Yeah.
in 3 years? Like, how do I fucking get there? Like,
Yeah.
what? Now, great, and you make $107,000. So do I. Like, where are you putting your money? How is that happening? Like, how are you making money like that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, then you go back to term limits and you go, all right, well, maybe you can't be in Congress for more than 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, and both sides are at fault. Both sides are at fault. The system's broken, you know, of like, where are we? Where are we as a society? Is that the people we elect don't listen to us?
Yeah.
You know, it's the NRA thing. So there was a shout out to John Oliver, did a thing on NRA years ago, and there are more members at 24 Hour Fitness, when it was around,
Mhm.
there were more members of 24 Hour Fitness than there are of the NRA
Mhm.
members, paying members,
Yeah.
which is crazy because you think about it and you're like, the NRA, and oh my God, they're all over the place. Well, they were vocal on what they wanted.
Yeah.
So anytime anything came up on the, any bill or anything that had anything to do with guns, and it didn't matter what it was, they were like, no, you're not getting money, you're not doing this, this is what it is, we're not doing anything. And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, well, why do you need a magazine with 50 rounds in it?
Yeah.
Because you're fucking lazy and you can't load your fucking, but whatever, we're not talking about guns. You can have your guns, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
America's built on guns.
Yeah.
Fine. But you're right now, a small percentage of the world has a voice
Mhm.
and it has a connection to what's going on. And that's where the problem is, because you are listening to a small percentage of people and not the whole point. So now to get elected into office, which has been the thing, is always been rural America didn't vote or they voted this way.
Mhm.
Now, if you go out there and you go, hey, I can get everybody in this fucking small little county to vote for me, can offset the cities.
Yeah.
And because the cities are just like, whatever, I make money, I don't have to vote. So
Yeah.
you need to get everybody to vote. Like, it's staggering the amount of, like, you have the right to vote, you have the right to change everything. And what is it, like 40% of America votes?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
some
it's not.
staggering number,
Yeah.
like not even half,
Yeah.
and it's like, whoa, what if 100% of the world vote? No, let's go with 80% of the country voted.
Mhm.
Could we see change? I bet you we could.
Yeah.
I bet you if you went out there and you
Uh,
voted and
I
not
mean,
been disillusioned.
yeah. I mean, back to like the system is broken. I mean, even if you did have a vote, I mean, for me, at least in my naive perspective, it's like you could vote for, in quotes, the good guy or somebody you want, but I mean, it just feels like there's no power, right? Like being president of the United States almost feels like like a TV actor almost, like
But look at, okay, go
how
back a
much
few
control.
years to Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Go back into Bernie Sanders, who's been, an oddball at its best,
Yeah.
but he believes in certain things, and I love him for him because he believes in these things and this is what he wants.
Yeah.
When he ran for president, he came out of nowhere
Mhm.
and put together grassroots people of your age and cousin Frank and all these people and put them together and they voted. And
Yeah.
that fucker almost won.
Yeah.
Or did really well. And the way that he did that was by getting you interested in what is going on.
Yeah.
And you have to, experience is going to teach you later about, it's not about you changing it by a vote.
Mhm.
Your one vote doesn't matter,
Yeah,
but
100%.
your one vote and your one thought together with people changes the world.
Yeah.
Because all it does is take one thought of what you want and your whole thing, and like, oh my God, there's 10,000 other people out there that think the same way I do
Mhm.
or have the same ideas of and now you're in the system and now you're changing the world one step at a time.
Mhm.
You have to look at history and how things are done, and the way they're done is by people like you and me and your grandparents and you know uh, your your grandmother and my sister, your aunt are out there at the No Kings protests protesting all the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're doing it because that's their vote and they're not alone. It doesn't get any
Yeah.
traction because of the Iran war.
Yeah.
It's not getting any traction because he's tweeting out that, I'm going to bomb them back to civilization and doing all this stuff. And it's like, people are out there protesting and it's only going to get bigger, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's where you have to decide, am I playing the game or am I watching the game?
Yeah.
And life is about playing the game.
And
Life
playing
is
the game, you
about
mean what is that
being a
like?
part of this. It's about being a part of this. It's about being part of life.
Yeah.
You can sit, as we sit here and we talk to the 8 people on our podcast.
Yeah.
How about all 8 people that watch this? All 8 people out there. Why don't you do something that you never thought you would do
Mhm.
and you thought was the worst thing in the world? Go fucking bowling. Go watch a podcast of somebody like Joe Rogan or I'm not gonna say that other guy, but somebody who is sane and has views that you might not agree with, and sit down and see if you can find something in there that's not what you want, like, or try and understand just a little bit, like turn the other cheek, go with it, and say, hey, I'm gonna learn this. Understand what your world is about. Don't just close it off and go, oh, they're fucking insane, or they're, this way. And it's both ways. If you're a conservative, come over to the liberal side and see what it's like. Fine example. We had friends from Georgia that went to San Francisco on a vacation. They were there for 2 days. One, he stayed at a really shitty hotel. Not every hotel in San Francisco is great, but lots of homeless, lots of craziness. He's like, this place is fucking shitty. So I had a friend of mine who grew up in the city, born and raised there, did the whole thing, go and get him and take him out and show him the town. And they got to see everything. The way the town is built and the way and how beautiful it is. And it's not all about homeless and crazy naked gay people wandering around. I don't even know if they're gay, but they're naked. You can see them all the time. How beautiful the city is and what it is doing. Like, and understand that. Like, hey, where did the ban of sodas from trivia question? Where did the ban of sodas from schools come from?
Michelle Obama?
San Francisco was the first school district to ban soda machines. Plastic bag ban came from San Francisco. Menthol cigarettes came from San Francisco. As crazy and as outside of the world that disposable containers, styrofoam containers, all these things came from that craziness, but it changed the world. And I look at it and go, dude, if you're going to make the world better by making my kid have healthier choices in schools, I'm all for it. If you're menthol cigarettes, sorry to all those people that smoke menthol cigarettes, I don't think anybody does anymore, but flavored cigarettes like Juul and the vaping and all this other stuff, that came out of San Francisco. That was their decision. They made the world better by being nuts and coming off the wall and going, here, you're telling me that your life isn't better because you don't have to give your kids soda every fucking day? Now, granted, people still do it, but, it's like Coop. It's like you guys growing up. Soda wasn't an option.
Yeah.
It was a treat. Coop's the same way. It's a treat.
Yeah.
It's not an option. But 25 years ago, it was an option.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I have a soda. Like, and then you go, oh my God, all these kids have diabetes and they're fat. And it's because of soda and unhealthy foods. Like, look at what they did in Napa. And now I'm not giving any promotions to the schools, but what one of our friends did was change the way school lunches are. They need to be healthy. They need to be more than what they were. And they became that. So don't just sit there on your side of the aisle and go, I believe this, so I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Or you are this way and we're not that. Like, one of the pictures that just came up was a picture that we took them. It's a Hell's Angel ride at Christmas. Collecting toys and money and giving them to kids that don't have that.
Yeah.
So
getting more coffee. Keep going.
But they're still the Hell's Angels.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, oh, they're not all bad. They're not all good,
Yeah.
but they're doing good. You know what I mean? Like they're doing things because they want to, and they're trying to help society be better by giving kids the toys and programs. And so everyone should just do that. Do one thing in this world that makes it better. Don't
Yeah.
just sit there and go, "Oh, I hate that," or whatever. Like mine is like, do you know any transgender people? Do you know a transgender person?
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
Yeah.
The ones I know, they're not athletic enough to play ball. So who gives a shit?
Yeah.
All right, that was callous. I'm sorry.
No,
But
no, no. I like
do
that.
you do you understand? Do you
I
understand who
I
these
do.
people are? Do you
Hmm.
understand? Like now it used to be the gays,
Yeah.
like, and then people are like, now it's like it's okay to be gay. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
In this society, is it okay to be gay? I hope that I can support you in your world, but don't hate somebody because they are gay or they're different. Hate somebody because they're fucking a shitbag.
Hmm.
You have every right, everyone in the world, and you as a young adult, you are in the world is your oyster to change
Yeah.
everything
100%.
you do. Like you're recording me on this craziness in my brain that works in a whole. There
That's
are
amazing.
very few. There are very few brains out there that work the way I do and understand. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's thousands. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there probably is. I mean,
But we put this out there. We're putting this out there
yeah.
because I want 5 more seconds of fame.
Hmm.
But I also want the world to understand that I think it's okay to think the way I do. That
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay to be, as I
An
change my
American.
office.
Yeah.
I've had that up all along. And then I was like, you know what? I could put that up there. My wife doesn't like it when I put the American flag out in front of the house. Like she thinks it's a terrible symbol of, hatred and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not. But that's not a symbol of hate. That's a symbol of freedom.
Hmm.
They have made it
So it's
a
hate.
symbol of hate.
Yeah.
And I still hang it right after Memorial Day and take it down on Labor Day. I hang it
Hmm.
all the time. On 9/11, there is 10 or 15 flags out there because I will celebrate 9/11 forever
Yeah.
because of what that is. It's okay to think that way. Like I'm okay. And mine is if you want to own a gun, you can have a gun. I don't care. You want to go to church every day? You go to church every day. You do what you want to do. This is America. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Again, as long as you don't take something from me because you want it, I'm okay with it. Support your local government by being present
Yeah.
because they need it. Now, your understanding of you got me going down a fucking
No, it's
wild
great.
road.
It's great. It's great.
I think that if I was president, here I'll go
Uh-huh.
back to the question.
Yeah.
If you burn a book or ban a book,
Hmm.
you should go to jail for 50 years
Yeah.
and have to read books because you are banning a book. Why? Well, what if a child reads it? Who gives a shit? What if
Yeah.
they learn something from it? Like this whole thing of these librarians going to jail because, this whole thing. Hey, the internet has everything you want in it.
Yeah.
Like you can look up anything you want on the internet.
Anything. Yeah.
And I've looked up some weird shit on the internet, and
Haven't
I'm
we all? Yeah.
almost positive that I'm on someone's watch list.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like oh the fuck, monkey zoo sex? Like what the fuck? but you're burning books, and that's education. And
Yeah.
then you go back to the whole thing and you go, you dumb motherfucker, you're so uneducated that you don't understand that like a book about a teenage boy that is, or a teenage girl that's coming up in the world who's gay and can't tell anybody, like, oh, what if the kid turns gay? And it's like, he didn't read the fucking book to turn gay. He was already gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, what the fuck? You know, and that's where I don't get it. But
Well,
that's the swing back
yeah.
to my Christian views. You're interfering with my Christian views because God says, you know, sodomy is not, you know, whatever. It's in the 10 Commandments. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're going back to like being understanding, in my own understanding, right? If we take it, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? If you look at being gay or, you know, becoming trans, right? We talk about, you said you could just adopt, right? To have a child, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but it's like at the end of the day, to essentially keep humanity going, you have to reproduce, right? And at the absolute far most extreme side, if everyone was gay, there's no more children being born, right? So I guess if you look at through that perspective of you have these extreme views, I guess that's where they're coming from, is like if society completely became gay or everyone became trans, you can no longer reproduce. And I wonder
Now,
if those
now
are,
it's the fear. It's
that's my
they,
understanding of that extreme view from the other side. Like
okay,
if I'm having children and I send them to, let's say, a public school, right? And I have, you know, 8
God
kids,
forbid.
God forbid.
Yeah.
And I have 8 kids and they all, you know, become transgender and gay, right? And they don't have any more children, right? It stops there, the lineage dies.
There's millions of kids you can go out and adopt.
No, I'm
But
just saying, do you understand that extreme perspective, I guess, of
there
people
are
who do
also the
have
ones
those
that don't.
views?
Okay, and they're
Does that make
Mormon,
sense?
so
Does
I'm
that make
not going down.
but
No,
does that make sense?
it
Like,
makes sense.
yeah.
Does it make sense? Yes, it makes sense that you are so uneducated and so fearful of you losing something
Hmm.
that you don't see the beauty in what's there. You know, that is the prime example of that. It's the you have these beautiful people that are artistic and different and giving to society in their chaotic extremes of what they are because they
Hmm.
are who they believe in, and you're saying, hey, if there was 1,000 of you, then there wouldn't be any kids.
Yeah.
That's you saying there's no more color in the world. There's no more art. There's
Is
no
that a
more
wrong,
books.
like, but
Yeah,
somebody who has that
but
perspective,
it's
right? Like we're talking about,
someone who has that perspective is ignorant. It
but
is
no,
super ignorant
100%.
and shouldn't
100%, but
be allowed to.
there's people who have that perspective, and I think, I mean, like back to the whole understanding, right? You have to understand someone's perspective, and at least the perspective that I listen to with people who have those views is that's the gist of it, right? You said that you don't like things being taken. These people who have the views of the LGBTQ trans, right? Their children, I mean, it's Elon Musk things, right? Their children are being taken by this movement and, you know, becoming gay or trans and then no longer, like, you know, no
Whoa,
longer
whoa, whoa! Hold on a
reproducing.
second. You're nah. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Okay, one. I've never heard the theory that we're breeding ourselves out. Okay, I've never heard that theory. Now, maybe I'm not
Yeah.
reading the right things, but I've never
Yeah.
heard. But hold on a second.
Yeah.
You you have to limit what you're saying because or acknowledge the fact that you don't choose these paths. You are already those paths. You don't wake up
Yes.
one day and say,
100%.
"Hey, I'm gonna." But that's sort of how it came across. You cannot go. You cannot sit there and go, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be this or I'm gonna be that." It's like, holy shit! Like That's already been in you forever.
Yeah.
You don't jump on a bandwagon because it's not easy. I'm
So
not gay.
so
I'm not gay. I'm
yeah.
not transgender or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But I'm also have talked to enough people in my life because I'm curious about anything.
yeah.
And people like to answer my questions because I've
Yeah.
asked them all. It's not a choice. It's
Yeah,
something that's
100%.
there. So
100%. 100%.
breeding out and having a whole bunch of them jumping on these things. No, it's a closed-minded way of making your point
Well, I guess
legitimate.
the point
That's what
to
it is. Now,
continue, and I will say this: it's like the whole nurture versus nature. Do I believe that people are born gay? 1,000%, right? If you look at the Romans, right? The Romans, all the gladiators, they were all gay, right? Super gay. Yeah, you ever heard that?
okay, go
All the
on.
Romans were gay. They were all, I mean, it was essentially if you go to battle with people you love, you are going to fight harder. And that's the whole thing. I mean, that wasn't found out till recently. I think it's been prevalent in society now. I'm just curious of the whole nurture versus nature type of thing, right? If you're a young kid, let's say growing up in San Francisco, every single kid in your school is trans, LGBTQ, gay, right? You're a young child, you want to fit in. How much of that is a societal pressure to, if you're, like you said right earlier, if you're more of a masculine girl, right? And these are all the categories that you're being pushed in. How much is that nurture
Yeah,
and
but
not
you're
nature?
you're nah. I don't. Well, you know what? I'll take that back. I don't know every different person in the world, transgender, gay, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. So you might be able to pull one out of 1,000, one out of 1,000,000, like one out of, and go, they chose this. This
Yeah.
is, I wanted to be this part of it. And granted, because you get weird shit all the time. But I don't think that you can make an argument at all
Hmm.
that any majority of people choose this lifestyle because of peer pressure. It's too small of a number. You can go with the fact that it's the other way.
Yeah.
I'm hating you because of peer pressure.
Hmm.
Like how we started this conversation. My utter hate and disgust of people that said they didn't like women in the fire department
Yeah.
was hard.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say I might not have done enough to stop it.
Hmm.
But I didn't agree with it, and I don't, to this day I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So from here on out in my world and on this, putting this out on the internet that I'm fucking for all of it. I'm 6'4". I'm 248 pounds today,
Hmm.
245, losing weight. I look good.
Yeah.
Man's man,
Yeah.
gun owner, vote Republican, but think Democrat.
Hmm.
Uh, Spiritual values, not Christian values, but spiritual values.
Yeah.
Can sit and have a conversation. I'll tell you right now. Fuck all of you out there.
Hmm.
Fuck all of you who hate someone that they don't understand.
Yeah.
So fuck you. And you can clip that little one and put it on TikTok and do fuck you.
Yeah.
If you don't understand somebody, you cannot hate someone.
Yeah.
Now, I can hate what you're about. I can hate what you stand for, but I'm not going to hate you because of what you believe in, because that's your belief. That's the American way.
Yeah.
And
I guess.
if you burn a book and ban a book, you should go away for life.
Yeah.
Because the book is not, you don't have to fucking read it. And this whole thing of them going around and, librarians should go to jail because of all this stuff. Oh, you know why? Because that's how you control societies. You close down the artists.
Yeah.
You close down the artists, like the drag queen thing. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, you're talking about a group of people that are artists and the most extreme artists out there that are putting themselves not only on canvas, but just full amazingness.
Yeah.
And you're hating them because of what they do. And they're here for entertainment. They're here for you to enjoy what they are about.
Hmm.
And me, knowing drag queens, knowing people that are like, fuck, I partied with the Babylon girls for years when I worked in the restaurants. Like
Yeah.
every day we met them and they were amazing people and they were artists and they were just the coolest people in the world.
Hmm.
You hate them because of what? Why? Because you're afraid of them? Because what? They're gonna wipe off the world because they're not
Well,
gonna have kids?
well, the
I
extreme.
don't I don't believe, but
Yeah.
the
No, it's
extreme,
not. I guess it's not even
the
the extreme
extreme.
view. It's literally just like I said, right? I'm just being devil's advocate. I really don't know
But
what to
that's not
believe, but
devil advocate because devil advocate is like this. You can't, if you're gonna be the other side of the story. The other side of the story is it's like, what if my 9-year-old went to a drag show and goes, he's 10 now, goes, I want to be one of those.
yeah,
What do you do?
yeah,
I want him to be a professional baseball player. It's
hmm
not gonna happen, but because he runs like he's got a piano on his back. But what if he wants to do that? I gotta support that. Like,
hmm
right? I have to. I have no
yeah,
choice. Do I want that life for him? No.
yeah,
Do I choose that? But will I support it 100%? Fuck yeah, I will.
yeah,
I will go to every show. I will fucking buy makeup and wigs and do all that stuff because that is what I'm going to do.
yeah,
Support you and your sister and your brother on this world and support them as they're out there as artists and unique, great people because
yeah.
I understand it.
I mean, yeah,
So, devil's advocate would be no, I would take my kid and send him to some camps that he would never think that way again. These are your kids. These are
yeah,
people you love.
yeah,
So go out and love someone that's different than you.
yeah,
And then come back and tell me. Don't 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 make it simple by saying this is a choice or this is the
yeah.
way
I don't.
because it's not
Of
and
course,
look
it's
at it
much more
and look at it as
complicated.
it's way more complicated but
Yeah.
look at it as a look at the beauty of it. Like right now, it's super dark times.
Hmm.
We're at war. We've got hate rhetoric. We've got all this crazy shit. Look at the beauty of what's going on in the world of people are standing up for what they believe in.
Hmm.
And there's protests and there's more things that are going on and things are going to change and things are going to get better because they always do.
Yeah.
That's
Society
one
always
thing I'm going to say is
progresses.
yes, we're all
Yeah.
going to change. Now, can we find a middle road? I hope so. But look at like every day when I wake up and I look outside and I go, God, it is fucking beautiful today. The world is beautiful.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
don't fucking don't look at the side of it of these people did this or what about this. It's more about look how beautiful this is.
Yeah.
Look how funny this person, what a great voice. Or, how the fuck, like,
Yeah.
look at the beauty of all of it. And if it's not beautiful, change it, you know,
Yeah.
change the ugliness in the world one step at a time and look at the beauty of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's like the rose-colored glasses. I think it's just like, I think,
It's not the rose colored glasses. It's making a
I'm,
choice to not see the ugliness in the world.
yeah, 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 100%. I think
All
it's
right,
just,
that's rose colored glasses.
yeah, I think that's I think you're 100% right. I think it just comes into, right, when you have good, you also have evil, and where do you draw the line between something that is evil and something that's good, right? It could be obvious. Like for an example is the school shootings, right? You have a troubled whatever kid, right? Who feels they need to do this math, and I get chills thinking about it. Like, oh, it's horrible. It literally is terrible. Now, what do you say to that young kid whose perspective has been so traumatized for them to make such a decision like that? I mean,
So I'll give you something that happened out here in Georgia. So there's
yeah,
a county southeast, kind of near the Panhandle,
yeah,
not too bad, middle Georgia. Uh, this is the news, so I can report it. So
yeah,
it's true.
yeah,
Middle school autistic kid goes to
yeah.
school. He's going to regular public school. He's in the bathroom. Four kids come in and they start messing with him.
Hmm.
And they take a picture of him with his pants down.
Yeah,
They're throwing so this, and the dad is absolutely furious.
yeah.
So one of the kids gets suspended for 3 days.
Hmm.
3 days. So I look at this as four kids. Okay. Four kids that learned that being different is not okay.
Hmm.
And then you get the mob mentality of maybe only two and the other two are just trying to fit in.
Yeah,
So let's go down to two of those kids. Are they evil? Well, if I was that dad of the autistic kid, and he called it another thing. It wasn't autistic. It was neuro impaired.
Asperger's,
I forget.
something.
No. It was another whole nother.
Gotcha.
I mean, I just know it is autism. He's on the
Yeah,
spectrum.
yeah, something.
But if I was the dad of that kid who got bullied in that school, those kids are evil, right?
Yeah,
They're evil. So what do you do with them? What do you do with them? You know, and you go, so there's charges on them because they took a picture of a kid and they
yeah,
did this whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Well, in my world,
Mm,
are those kids wasted? Are they is this the stepping stone to racism and white supremacy and hating everything that's different? Is it? It might be.
yeah,
So who's at fault for this? Well, the fucking parents.
yeah,
Because you and I both know that we raised you guys and we have plenty of things of you being with special kids
yeah,
that
yeah.
you treated everyone as and your friend Thomas and everybody the same way. There was no
Hmm.
so we raised you right.
Hmm.
Cooper's the same way. They're different. It's okay. They can play. Somewhere along the line, they were taught something different.
Yeah,
So now who gets punished? And you know what mine is? So do the parents. Here you go.
yeah,
You're going, hold on, because you don't want to send the kid to jail because he's already scared. Maybe he made a mistake. Maybe he'll change his whole life and it'll be better.
yeah,
Well, here's where you go. You go to some hospital with all the kids, Shriners Hospital or somewhere where all the kids are different and
Hmm.
all the kids are on different avenues of the spectrum and all that stuff. And you're going to spend an entire year, every Saturday and every Sunday,
Hmm.
there for 8 hours a day helping
Yeah,
you and your fucking parents. Why not?
yeah. No,
You know,
100%. Yeah,
you're not going to learn. You're going to learn. So instead of throwing our children into prison and doing this whole thing, why not go here? This is where you are now. Now you have to accept it. Now you might come out in a year and still be like, oh, but I forced you to do something that's positive in this world and maybe
yeah,
you'll learn something. So should you do that with everybody? Yeah, probably. You're racist. All right, here you go. You're going to the fucking projects and you're going to fucking pass out meds or you're going, the immigration, like, we just had this conversation the other night, the immigration, and it's like, yeah, they're here illegally. Is there a better way for them to get here? No. Can't. You're going to be killed where you're from, so they're coming to America to make money and try and make a better life.
yeah. Of course.
So why can't, like, Watching a show the other day. What do they used to do? Now, granted, there's a larger person, but why not set up a place like Ellis Island and now not all the bad stuff. Hold on, we got to get clear on this.
Yeah.
A place where people come through legally and come through as themselves and they're processed and made citizens in that month that they're there. You know, like, hey, this is where you go. This is why are you here in America? This is where you are. They're like, you're an immigrant. Okay, here you go. Here's society. Like, now you're a citizen. Now you're not here illegally. Now you're here legally, and the process is maybe it takes a year. My guarantee is that the internet can make it quicker than a year. Than the
Yeah.
process is.
Takes
Now
like
you're in
20
1966.
years now. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go with the whole fact of like our friend Mark who became a citizen. He showed me the test like that he took, and it's like, fuck, I bet you half of America fails that test.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like
100%.
holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he speaks English.
yeah.
You know? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck. Fix the problem. Understand what the world is about and fix it.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I don't want to preach or be like, oh, you know, but the world isn't bad. It's just full of bad people making noise right now. So if you quiet them down by giving them what they want, that just makes them louder. Because
Yeah.
it's the fine example of where we are right now. Make America great again. Okay, well, America's been great my whole life.
Yeah.
You know, do I believe that things could be better? Yes. Do I believe we should all make money? Yes.
Yeah.
But killing troops in Iran and spending billions of dollars on fighting over that, I don't understand it. Didn't make me great again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't know. It's so tricky. It's so many complicated things. I mean, I guess yeah. I really
we're
don't
not
know.
going to solve this in
I know.
one day.
I know. And you
We can
never
solve
will,
it in
you know?
several days. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to go because I got to get ready. I want to. Hold on. Who sent me something? Oh, God damn it. Okay.
That was good though,
I think
Pops.
people. That was good. I think
You muted your mic.
that better.
There we go. Yep.
The button's so sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to explain to people this process.
hmm
So, and I sort of just learned it last year. So, Brian didn't know that the podcast came out, the
hmm
second one.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have a third one.
hmm
So the key is we need to explain to people that if you reach down and press that little subscribe button, you can turn on notifications, and then you get the idea when the new podcast comes in.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
True promo
You don't
there.
pay anything.
Yep.
Yeah, you
It's
just
free.
it's right there, and you
Yep.
have notifications, and you go. Then you get to hear me sit here and solve the world's problems.
Yep.
Every once in a while, tell a good funny story,
Yep.
but for the most part, solving the world's problems with my son.
Yep. Yeah.
So
That's perfect, Pops. Absolutely perfect. The world is beautiful. What's the quote? You know, it's easier to change yourself than it is to change others, you know. It goes back
just
to
understand people.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you
Perfect.
know, yeah. Not too bad, Pops. I love it.
Cool.